The International Monetary Fund has warned that near-term risk from rising inflation and a current account deficit has increased for Pakistan, and it has sharply revised its projections ahead of talks with Pakistani officials expected this week. Meanwhile, Pakistan's newly elected Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif, in his first cabinet meeting on Wednesday, instructed ministers to prepare for war against poverty, inflation and unemployment, the challenges the previous government failed to counter.
IMF, the International Monetary Fund, has kept its growth forecast for Pakistan unchanged at 4% for fiscal year 2022, though it noted that near-term risks from rising inflation and a changing external environment had increased and sharply revised the global moneylenders' projections for the country's current account deficit and inflation. In the World Economic Outlook released on Tuesday, the IMF projected Pakistan's current account deficit to hit $18.5 billion this fiscal year. Pakistan requires gross external financing of over $35 billion on a current account deficit of 5.3% of GDP in 2022, it stated. Meanwhile, the World Bank in a biannual report pointed out Pakistan needed to take urgent measures to tighten the fiscal belt for ensuring debt sustainability. It cautioned that rising food and energy inflation was expected to diminish purchasing power of households. Pakistan's newly appointed Finance Minister Miftah Ismail, a former IMF economist, is expected to restart talks with the IMF this week to resume a stalled $6 billion bailout program, but negotiations will be tough with many targets off track. Energy subsidies announced by ousted Premier Imran Khan, which are burning through Pakistan's public finances, are also an immediate concern. A rollback would be politically difficult, with Khan reaching a pressure for fresh elections and consumer inflation already clocking in at 12.7% in March.